Welcome to the Daily Parks and Rec Show, your future in parks and recreation. Imagine a career where every day you make a difference. A career where you're surrounded by nature, building community, and creating memories. Parks and recreation isn't just a job, it's a calling. It's about preserving beauty, inspiring joy, and shaping the future. As a parks and recreation professional, you'll protect our parks, foster connections, and create spaces that bring people together. There's a place for everyone in parks and recreation. Whether you love the outdoors, organizing events, or teaching others about our world. The parks and recreation field isn't just about parks. It's about people, passion, and purpose. So why not make it your future? Discover your path in parks and recreation. Start building your legacy today. The Daily Parks and Rec Show.
All right. We are live here with Reynaldo, Craig LeBlanc with the Daily Parks and Rec Show at the Alabama conference. He is an aquatic specialist, but he's also an entrepreneur out of Birmingham. He's got a really cool story. I'm like, this is something we want to highlight at the Daily Parks and Rec Show. You meet all kind of cool people, and he has dedicated his life of entrepreneurship to two of my favorite things on earth. You want to show them?
Absolutely. Greetings, world. You know, my name is Reynaldo Moorer, CEO and owner of Sienna Cafe, the best coffee you can buy. We're an international specialty coffee federation specializing in growing, producing, manufacturing, exporting, wholesale, and now retail the highest quality specialty coffee in the world, directly from the source in Colombia's coffee axis. And on the way, you know, I was passing through Cuba, Havana, and spent a couple days down in Vinales in the finca in Vinales, and I curated our own Cuban puro cigars called the Sienna Puro. You know what I mean? 24K gold trophies, torpedo, 6.5 by 52 ring gauge. You know what I mean? A Habano. Yeah.
Fantastic, man.
Yeah.
So now you started out in Parks and Rec. When did you start, dipping your toe in entrepreneurship, and what made you choose these two?
Man, so actually, it's a long story. I actually started out in music. I wanted to get in the music industry. So
What kind of music?
all kinds, rap, hip hop, R&B, soul, blues. As a producer, I would just say a gumbo of flavor, right?
Yeah.
You know, being from the Gulf Coast, we kind of have all of those influences that kind of infuse,
Yeah.
and you can't really put it in a box because it has all those elements in it. But yeah, Cola Coast Entertainment is my baby, my brainchild. I started, but in order to get in the music business, I had to first get in the oil business. So that's in 2005, I moved to Baton Rouge and got a degree in petroleum technology, and ended up going to work in the Gulf of Mexico. Spent 17 years at sea, and I knew that the number one highest demanded commodity in the world is what?
Oil.
Crude oil. There you go.
Crude oil.
There you go. Well, around 2018, I was traveling in the Caribbean, South America, and I just started noticing this phenomenon with coffee. And then I learned that the number two highest demanded commodity in the world is what?
Is it coffee?
It's coffee.
I believe it, and I contribute to that. I have a Tesla, and so being from Baton Rouge, my Tesla runs off of coal and nuclear power.
Right.
So I don't burn much petroleum, but I do burn a lot of coffee.
Right. So my idea or my journey, I got into the oil industry because I wanted to get into the music business. Got to have some resources and time. So, but being in the oil industry, it led me to find that information about coffee. It compelled me to start studying coffee seriously, knowing that I would eventually go to Colombia. And in 2018, I went to Colombia and was able to go to the Andes rainforest and actually find the coffee. I knew I would find the coffee, but I didn't know it was going to be the highest quality product in the world. So that was just a blessing in that process.
So what makes it the highest quality? What are you looking for in a good coffee? Like what's a bad, what's a medium? Maybe what do we find at, say, Starbucks or Community? And then what are the different levels?
Okay, the difference is most of our competitors sell what we call a product of heat. It's industrialized or it's conventional coffee. You know, the process of cultivation uses fertilizers, pesticides, herbicides, other harmful chemicals.
And why do they do that? Just to get the most out of every plant?
Yeah, because it's all about the dollar, right? It's all about the global demand for coffee, the second highest demanded commodity in the world. Yeah. So just like every other food product, they're using cut, filler, anything to make you think it's coffee so you can buy it and they can make the largest profit margins on the product. The best coffee you can buy is 100% pure. It's all natural, no additives, preservatives, or chemicals. We use a classic collection, meaning every single bean is selected by hand, no matter 1 pound or 2,000 pounds. So we guarantee a unique taste and flavor in our product, and we deliver that and we stand on that. Also, the geographic points, the environmental characteristics that are unique to this region in Colombia, the coffee axis, is what allows us to create El Mejor Café Tu Puedes Comprar in Colombia. The vegetation, the mango, the banana, the cocoa, all of the other vegetation in the environment is then translated into the coffee plant through the cross-pollination of honeybees. So also the soil, the elevation, the precipitation and moisture effect, you can't duplicate these conditions anywhere else in the world. That we have 1,700 meters above sea level in the coffee axis. Yeah. So that's what makes it the best coffee you can buy, is our process, what we put into it. So
now, did you go, and obviously you went to Colombia, toured these with the farms? Did you get to meet all the, what do they call a coffee bean rancher? Or no, not a rancher, that's a farmer.
So we are called Los Cafeteros. Los Cafeteros, we are the ones who dedicate our life to make sure that we create the best product in the world. Yeah. Like I say, 1,700 meters above sea level, in the clouds, in the Andes rainforest is where we grow and cultivate our product. And Los Cafeteros, we are regulated by the Fede Cafe, the National Federation of Coffee Growers in Colombia, which consists of over 5,000 families who own land in this region. And we have the highest standards in the world. So when it comes to exporting our product, we don't have any problems exporting a load directly to your doorstep, no matter where in the world you live.
Wow. And so a lot more of the money that's in this whole ecosystem goes to the farmer and then to the local person, which is you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. We believe in fair trade, as it's called.
Can you define fair trade for those that don't understand?
Fair trade is that on a global scale, when it comes to the currency, we are guaranteeing, assuring that the farmers, los cafeteros, receive más dinero para producto.
That's the most amount of money that they can receive
for the product. Yeah, based on the market value, the global market value of that product. I'll give you an example. Uganda as a country is actually one of the largest coffee producing countries in the world. However, there are a lot of European sanctions on Uganda that only allow them to export green coffee. Okay. So imagine how much money is being left on the table only exporting green coffee. You leave a lot of revenue on the table because you don't have the infrastructure to manufacture and produce all of those other products of coffee. Yeah. Roasted coffee beans, ground coffee, instant coffee, coffee flavor.
They get the least amount.
They get the least amount. Yeah. And it's, when you look at most regions where the highest valued commodities, precious metals, gemstones, jewels, those countries are left in utter poverty, and there's a huge disparity in these regions. How is that when you have such a high quality and highly demanded commodity?
Yeah, it's shout out to a guy I had on my Bitcoin show, which me and Reynaldo have a similar passion. You want to type your name in there? That way,
Absolutely.
let's type in, that way people can just know when they're happy.
Yes.
I had a guy named Alex Gladstein, and he is a big Bitcoiner, and he brought this to my attention about how a lot of these third world, very poor nations, they can only export one product,
Right.
and it's just like the base minimum amount they get.
Right.
And so a great example is like Swiss chocolate. Most of the value is added in Switzerland.
Absolutely.
But the guy that actually did the hard work of raising it and getting the raw ingredients to market,
Absolutely,
gets hardly nothing, and then you get like 10x the value of it right at the end of the supply chain.
Right.
And so it ends up, that's why these countries are so stuck in poverty.
Right.
Because they can never get the largest value add.
Right. Right. Due to the colonialism.
Yeah. And that's still alive and well.
Yeah. Exploitation. You know, in our business, we represent the coffee belt. The coffee belt is the only region on the globe where coffee can grow. Actually, between 30 degrees north, 30 degrees south, Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, there's a band all the way around the globe.
Yeah.
And in this region, due to the climate, elevation, precipitation, etc., is the only place that coffee can grow. However, the coffee is much more of a premium further away from this region. So when you look at the top coffee consuming nations, where do you think America is?
Ooh, I would have thought we'd be high up there. Are we not?
We're not high at all. We're last time I checked, we were like 25.
And as coffee consumers?
Yeah.
Is that per capita or just as a nation?
Just as a nation.
Wow.
You know, you got countries like Poland, Switzerland, France, Italy, you know, Scandinavian, European countries that could never, ever grow coffee. They consume coffee and they do business at a much higher rate and premium than we do.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And then I think coffee is is that number one aside from water? That's what people drink.
Aside from water, coffee is the number one beverage in the world after water. 70% of the global population uses coffee every day. And I use the word use.
Yeah, I'm definitely a user of coffee every day. Actually, sometimes I think I just like making coffee because I'll make a big pot of coffee and then I won't drink it. But I love the process of grinding it just right, using high quality water.
What brewing method do you prefer?
I use a French press, stainless steel French press.
Nice.
And then of course I freshly grind. And I actually go to the Trader Joe's, use the free trade stuff.
There you
organic.
go. There you go. This guy knows his stuff, y'all. Y'all tap in.
Yeah, and then we use I don't know if you heard of Mountain Valley water out of Hot Springs, Arkansas.
There you go.
It's some super high quality water.
So, which brings me to another point. Water quality. That's one of the most important aspects
Tell them about that.
of
Why
the
is that
business.
important?
Because the ionic bonds that exist in the water, the minerals, is what creates the best flavor in the coffee. If we use a water that has no minerals in it, that has been treated, that has been ionized with electrolysis, you know, to achieve a certain pH or a certain quality, it doesn't necessarily contribute to the flavor profile of the coffee. So we have to look at the existing minerals and analyze the water and make a balance of that water and make sure that we do that in a system that's upstream of our coffee machine, which is the engine of the business.
Yeah.
So aside from different culprits like scale and sludge and the acidity of your water quality in your city. You need to protect your coffee machine, which is the huge investment in the business.
Yeah.
You need to protect your machine by having a proper filtration system upstream, and also just making sure that you know the water quality so you can make the adjustments to have the best result in the cup.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I went with Mountain Valley, because I know they pull it right out the ground.
There you go.
Put it right in the glass bottle.
There you go.
Ship it to your door, and
Right.
then I use a French press, so I'm cleaning the surfaces every time.
Yeah, yeah. Covalent bonding, ionic bonds. That's the water chemistry. That's the first step of building a coffee shop infrastructure, is your water chemistry.
Yeah, that's important. How important is it to grind your coffee fresh on that?
Well, I mean, you know, when if you're able to grind the fresh coffee beans like we have here, you know, and the best
Whole
coffee
beans.
you can buy, you know, you're preserving the freshness in the bean. When you're making espresso, you want to see buku crema in the espresso. And a lot of people think, oh, it's foam, it's milk. What is it? What it is carbon dioxide being released from the beans. And when you see that present in the espresso, it tells you a few things. It tells you, one, how fresh is the coffee? Yeah, how fresh is the coffee? The crema will tell you that. Also, as that crema, the carbon dioxide being released from the beans, it's rising to the surface. It pulls the light end of the coffee, the natural oils and things in the coffee. It pulls it to the surface. So you get to experience that flavor, that, you know, that initial flavor hit when you have a fresh espresso. If you can at all, you know, you want the fresh beans, and we guarantee our freshness and quality. You can actually order, right now you can order a pound. Excuse me, you can order a pound of the best coffee you can buy at TheBestCoffeeYouCanBuy.com.
Wow, fantastic. And so maybe give a little quick 101 if you're going to do this at home, how you want to brew your coffee.
Man, so, you know, in Colombia, we don't really use sophisticated brewing methods. You know, because the coffee is the best.
Right. You start with good ingredients.
Yeah, you just good in, good out, bad in, bad out. Don't matter what you got. But you know, you can start with the most basic method, cowboy style, right? Boil some water in a pot, throw the coffee in the pot, let it brew, let it boil, let it simmer. You know what I mean? Then you can pour it through a filter or let the grains settle and pour it off the top. Also, you have the stovetop mocha pot, right? You've seen it; it breaks in half.
Yeah. That's the old-fashioned stuff.
Very
ancient,
very popular and traditional Cuban coffee. You know, but very quick. Turn the stove on, put it on the stove, and you know, you can do it that way. I love to use the percolator. Plug it in, forget about it.
Oh, right? Yeah, my grandma used to use that.
Yeah, that's old school.
Yeah.
But you know, one things that's interesting about our product is the Specialty Coffee Association. Shout out to the Specialty Coffee Association, everyone affiliated all across the map, all across the globe. The Specialty Coffee Association says there's 48 cups in 1 pound. Through my extensive research and experience, in 1 pound of the best coffee you can buy, we can make 90 cups. So we have a 2-to-1 ratio based on the purity of our yield.
So you can use less coffee and basically
less coffee, get the same effect, the same hit. Keep in mind, you know, you got to know what you're looking for. Don't fall for the tricks. Coffee is probably one of the most tainted food products in the world.
Yeah,
it's probably one of the most toxic food. If you look at health reports and they tell you coffee is bad for you and this and that, it's not the coffee that's bad for you. It's everything they're using in the process to grow the coffee.
So what are they now? We're talking about preservatives. Once they get it in the bag to make it somewhat fresh.
Yeah, to give it a lifetime shelf life. You know what I mean? And I mean, if you asked the question about the fresh beans, you know, unless you're buying the beans, you don't know what you got. You know, they're using dirt. They're using wood chips, what they call it cellulose.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's just a bunch of filler and cut to finagle the outcome, right?
Just to increase that weight without the cost
yeah. So you buying nothing for something instead of getting something for nothing.
Yeah.
You're getting less for more instead of more for less.
Yeah.
You know, which is a difference. When you look at the roasting process, due to the fact that they're using all of these harmful chemicals and pesticides and fertilizers in the coffee, you'll often see a dark roast used in the process, right? And a dark roast is just a masking tactic to attempt to cook the toxins out of the bean. So you'll notice a very oily substance present on the beans, which is all of those toxins that they tried to cook out of it. So then the more you roast the bean, the less caffeine.
Yeah.
So now you got to step it up and flip it and re-rock it and try to do all of these things to doctor it up to taste acceptable. Or
so a lot is handled just by starting off with a good quality bean.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to do all these other techniques to
the
make
quality
it taste
starts in the science.
Yeah.
It starts in the science, in the environment, in the process. 100% pure, all natural. Not too many people can say that. And you know, as you can see, we've been certified by the Colombian government. You know what I mean? When you see that seal right there,
that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, everybody can't get that. You know what I mean? We certified.
What does it take to get that? Or what are some of the highlights of getting that?
So you're gonna have to be graded by a Q grader. And before any coffee, any product leaves Colombia, again, the Feta Cafe, the National Federation of Coffee Growers, our code of ethics and guidelines reaches way far beyond the Colombian borders. You know what I mean? We regulate our product throughout the world, and we guarantee the quality, the taste, the flavor, the freshness, and presentation is everything. We believe that the best deserves the best.
Yeah. And so now you said you had a coffee house in Birmingham?
Birmingham. So in 2023, September, we launched our flagship coffee shop in Birmingham, Alabama, downtown, 1025 20th Street South and 5 Points South, adjacent to UAB. We became, you know, in a very short time, we've become the multicultural hub for the city of Birmingham. Students, essential workers, entrepreneurs and business people, family and friends alike would frequent our location. 3,500 square feet, conference room, full service kitchen, coffee bar, crepes, complimentary crepes.
Nice.
You know, to create the environment that, you know, in my opinion, is intentionally better than the competition. Yeah. So we're intentional about the things that we're doing with our brand. We have a partnership with the Simonelli Group, which is the world leader in coffee machines in Italy. We are the only owner of a Victoria Arduino Eagle One machine, which is the Bentley of the fleet.
What is that? I don't think
an espresso machine. Look it up.
Is that the big gold brass ones with the?
So actually, Victoria Arduino invented that style many years ago in the 30s. But today, like, you know, everything is fully automated, you know, volumetric. You can program it, but the coffee machine is essentially the engine of the business. And when you look at making 200, 300, 500 cups a day, you want to make sure that you have a reliable machine. And again, we believe that the best deserves the best. We have the best coffee you can buy. So we got to have the best machine in the world, the same one used in the World Barista Championship for the Specialty Coffee Association. You know, you'll see us in Dubai, Copenhagen, Korea, you know, United States, all over, you know, showcasing these machines. So shout out to the Simonelli Group in Italy, Victoria Arduino. We're proud owners of the product and the brand, and distributors, and also teachers and educators of coffee skills.
Yeah. Now, you had mentioned when we were talking earlier about is it UAB? You're
Yes,
supposed
sir.
to
Yes, sir.
wanting you to do some kind of
Absolutely.
program.
So our intention and goal is to create more awareness around specialty coffee education. As a federation, as a company, our number one goal is to create new owners. Number one. Two, to build economic infrastructure, whether it's 3,500 square feet or a kiosk. Being intentional and deliberately in the target market traffic, you can be successful. And three, to support workforce development initiatives, create careers. How do you do that? The key to unlocking the exponential economic value of the highest quality coffee in the world is education, right? So the coffee skills program that we offer is barista training, what we call sensory characteristics, training people to grade coffee, cupping and things of that nature. Also brewmasters, how to use all these different equipment, and also espresso technicians. You know, when you got a $30,000 machine and something goes wrong, we don't want downtime in our businesses. So we have to have competent individuals who essentially know how to install, troubleshoot, and repair such equipment that we use in the coffee shop environment.
Now, is this part of the third wave coffee, or are you familiar with third wave at all?
I've heard of third wave, but this is our own initiative. Many different coffee enthusiasts around the world are affiliated in some way with a coffee training program or educators themselves. You know, I have been through extensive training with World Barista Champions and Specialty Coffee Association certified, what we call ASTs, Authorized Specialty Coffee Association trainers. And that's what you want. You want to be official. You know, anyone who can become a barista and get an official certificate from the Specialty Coffee Association, immediately you become worth 25 euros anywhere in the world, 25 euros an hour as a barista. I see a lot of markets where, you know, baristas are making around, you know, $13 an hour, $15 an hour. But a true competent barista should be making about $25 an hour.
Wow.
Anywhere in the world. Even if I don't speak the language, I know the cup. I know how to make the cup.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now let's talk about cigars. What's that story on that one?
Yeah, so the cigars kind of just came as, you know, it was a personal.
Well, let me get a refill real quick.
Okay, there you go.
He brewed some, Reynaldo brewed some fresh coffee for me.
El mejor café tú puedes comprar aquí.
Gracias.
100% puro.
Love it.
Yeah, so the cigars, y'all go to Instagram right now. Go to Instagram right now and follow The Best Coffee You Can Buy, all one word, The Best Coffee You Can Buy, and also follow Sienna Puro Cigars. Sienna Puro Cigars, SIENNA PUROCIGARS. This kind of came as, you know, an entrepreneurial endeavor, me just being a fan of the leaf and a aficionado myself. I always knew that I would go to Cuba. That's like a dream of mine since I was a young kid, 18 years old. You know, I love the aroma of a hand roll cigar.
Yeah.
And when I got into the culture of trying different smoke, different tobacco from around the world, of course, and then eventually get into the coffee business, the tobacco is a great pairing item with the coffee. You know, and the best deserves the best, right? So I'm always sourcing the best product for my brand. And I had an opportunity to travel to Cuba to spend some time in the finca, in the farms in Vinales, or a region we call the Vuelta Abajo in Vinales, Cuba, where the farms are, and traveled there by horseback and spent time with the farmers and just learn the whole process of how to grow tobacco. And I wanted to curate my own cigar, just kind of like a pairing item, an additional marketing vehicle for the coffee.
Yeah.
Like, how Sienna Cafe, the best coffee you can buy, Sienna Puro. So it's kind of like complimentary.
Right.
But I went to extensive measures to make sure we had the best product. So I wanted a smoke that was strong enough for true aficionados, but also something that was smooth and mild enough that ladies would like. Because I noticed a new trend of lady cigar enthusiasts. You know what I mean? You got a lot of women who are bosses right now in the world, and they like to, kick back and, smoke a nice torpedo with a coffee, with a cafe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And socialize and talk about business and ideas and politics and culture and whatever you have it, cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And I
On my
noticed,
topic.
yeah, I noticed that, these items, these products, they're complementary, not just with the experience, but also with a mindset, right? Like, I'm not going to drink any coffee. I'm better than that, right? I deserve the best, right?
Yeah.
So I got to have the best coffee you can buy.
Yeah.
So when I go to the cigar humidor, when I look in the humidor, I want the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the experience is complimentary.
Now, do you have that in the coffee house too, or have you got a little
cigar
cigar lounge?
So wherever you can find me, you can find the product.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And also TheBestCoffeeYouCanBuy.com. Also on Instagram, TheBestCoffeeYouCanBuy, and also at Sienna Puro Cigars. But I learned the process. There's Mikey behind us, you know what I mean? It's Best Marek, you know what I mean? Yeah. Represent, yeah.
Fellow Birmingham guy.
Yeah.
Working
You know
the
what
same
time
department?
it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got into the cigars really just as a complimentary item and moved so much product. Eventually I was able to close a distribution deal. So now we just send the product directly to your doorstep.
Yeah. All right. So aside from on Instagram, y'all can go. We can find you in Birmingham.
In Birmingham, you can find me a lot around UAB's campus, the entrepreneurship program, the Bearfield Entrepreneurship Program. Shout out to CEO, the Collegiate Entrepreneurs Organization at UAB. Also, the Green and Gold Fund at UAB. University gave us $100K. We flipped it to $1 million, and we give back scholarships to students. So look us up, Green and Gold Fund. Also, the Bearfield Entrepreneurship Program, CEO. I mean, Birmingham is the mecca for the new coffee cultural capital of the United States.
I love it. I love it. Now the next question is, do y'all accept Bitcoin for payment at the register yet?
We love it, man. Look,
you're kidding me.
This is something that I've been on far beyond people start having these conversations. The number one highest demanded commodity in the world is crude oil. If I had crude oil, I would never need money, right? Coffee is the same way.
Yeah.
I don't really carry a lot of cash, but I always got some pounds on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's always in demand. So if I have a commodity, then that means I have a true commodity. The dollar is just
fiat.
It's fiat. It's flim flam. It's paper.
Backed by nothing.
It's gone. So
not very rare.
Right. So we're ahead on our ideas. We're far beyond where society is right now with our ideas, because we know that the commodity is a true economy, and we can tokenize our economy. When you go to Chuck E. Cheese, what you got to do before you have that experience?
You got to convert your fiat to their token, their local token.
There you go. So in our location in Birmingham downtown, we were the innovators in the city of being cashless. We don't accept cash at our coffee shop.
What do y'all accept?
We accept any method of digital payment, but definitely tokenizing our own coin. And we love cryptocurrency, XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and there are a few others that we would accept. But you know, I'm working with some different developers as far as bringing that process of point of sale, innovative point of sale processes and modules that can accommodate cryptocurrency in the transaction.
Yeah, well, I can connect you at least with the Bitcoin crowd as far as the means of exchange.
Right.
And for those of you that don't know about the different forms of money, the 3 stages are store of value, and that's where we're just trying to, like a commodity stores value well long term, especially if it's like gold or like Bitcoin. And that's just storing value like you would in your house or your savings account. But the second use is a means of exchange. That's where you're buying coffee, you're buying cigars, you're trading with one another.
Right, right.
And so most people kind of confuse the two. Sometimes money is you're trying to store value. Sometimes you're trying to buy stuff. And so Bitcoin is really just matured as a store of value, starting to mature very well.
I love it, man. I mean, you know, you go to the bank, you give them all your money, then you go to the bank and you ask them for some money and they tell you no.
That's because it's not your money.
It's not your money.
It never was.
Right. So I stopped giving my money to the bank, man.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
We need more people like you on Earth.
We got XRP, we got Bitcoin, we got a lot of other cryptocurrencies, man. They're giving us what we deserve for our dollar, man. By the time I get ready to need the dollar, it's more than a dollar.
Oh, yes. Losing purchasing power every time they
there you go.
print it. That's one thing I love about Bitcoin. They ain't making no more. It's 21 million, fixed supply.
There you go.
So, you know, if you want it to buy, like a lot of people saying things are getting more expensive.
Right.
And if you think in terms of dollars, but if you're a Bitcoiner, everything is getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah.
It's better. But it's a mindset. You know what I mean? It's several of us that are still stuck in the matrix.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? You want the blue pill or the red pill?
Well, I'd rather be free.
There you go. Freedom, economic freedom, financial freedom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, freedom, justice, equality, food, clothing, shelter, love, peace, happiness. I just gave you 12 jewels to live by in that order.
That's it. So your music career has already started.
All right. Yeah.
You know, when you do podcasting, one thing I've learned is when you speak, having some type of music background where you understand rhythms and you understand cadences,
there you go.
It makes all the difference. That's why a lot of musicians are just natural at speaking.
There you go, man. I'm just a smooth talking, groove walking, dressed like a pool shark and really don't play pool often.
I love it.
You know what I mean?
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So when are you now? You're just full time. Tell us about your vision. Where do you want this to go?
Well, I'm a full-time entrepreneur. You know, like I said, background in crude oil production, subsea operations in the Gulf of Mexico.
And you stepped away from that?
Yeah. Once I got in the coffee industry, I retired from the oil industry. And right now, our whole goal and with a sense of urgency is to create new owners, to expand throughout the region, throughout the nation, throughout the world by putting people in business with the best coffee you can buy. So that's the vision. But the strategy is through specialty coffee education. So look to see us on different college campuses all across the nation, where we partner with educational institutions to bring that new curriculum of coffee skills training to that institution.
So where do you get this entrepreneurial spirit from? You born that way, or?
Man, I think it's just in me, man. Like, you know, growing up, I grew up in a group home environment, you know what I mean? And you learn.
What did that do for you?
Man, you learn
to survive
from everybody. You learn how to survive, right? Because, you know, they'll take your lunch money if you let them.
Yeah, but, toughen you up.
Yeah, but, you know, you learn a little bit from everyone. I grew up around older people, so I learned a lot from my elders, my seniors. I have great role models, great mentors in my life, you know, that I've met over the years. that have taught me about financial literacy, economic freedom.
What's some good books on those two topics? Read any?
Man, so The Art of Business, right?
Really?
The Art of War.
One of my favorite.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Another great one.
You know what I mean? Why should all the white guys have all the fun?
Don't let us. We will if you let us.
Hey, it ain't their fault.
Nope. It's you can jump off this cliff anytime you're ready.
Yeah, man.
It discriminates against no one, but it's
right. So, just being diverse and being open-minded and humble. Humility is probably our most valuable asset.
Why is that?
Because it allows you to learn from
exactly.
You can learn from a crash dummy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So humility, allows us to receive from others, you know what I mean? Because no one's going to teach you something when you know everything.
Yeah, the body of knowledge that is it's infinitesimally small compared to what could be known.
Right.
And so when you approach knowledge from a mindset as I know a lot,
right,
you're cutting yourself off from everything you don't know.
Right.
That's why it takes humility.
Right.
And I don't know your experience, Reynaldo, but the smartest guys I know will tell you first, like right off the bat, I don't know anything.
I don't know nothing.
So if you think you know everything, that's the problem.
I know a little bit about a lot. I know a lot about a little bit. I know nothing about everything, but what I do know, I know the hell out of it.
There you go. That's it. You got to go deep. If you decide to learn something, go all the way to the front line.
There you go, man. And I mean, you get out of it what we put into it, right? Yeah. You can learn from anyone, but just being open-minded, being diverse, right? Diversity is value.
So why does diversity help you? Like maybe give some
man, like, we live in America, right? And we have a history of segregation, separation. We have a history of classism, right? Social and economic disparity. But at the end of the day, we're all human, right? So whether you're green, black, white, purple, green is the new black. It's the new white too. It's the new purple too.
Now, what do you mean by green?
Dinero.
Yeah, we're going to convert that to orange for Bitcoin, though.
There you go. Yeah, so diversity is good for business.
Yes, it is.
Where we are located in the city of Birmingham, which is 70% black, the city of Birmingham, 5 Points South is the most diverse ecosystem in the city. So you get a lot of international people who come through that area, whether they're visiting UAB, it's the historic arts and entertainment district, but that flow of cash coming from all over the world in so many different directions, the different cultural nuances allow you to tap into different networks where you can learn, exchange ideas, build businesses. But if I don't speak your language, then how can we can't get anywhere?
That's right.
If I don't respect your language to even learn something about it, then we can't get anywhere. You know what I mean? You can't say, I want to go have tacos tonight, and then in the same breath say, send them back to Mexico.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's contradictory, right?
Yeah.
Because America is a melting pot of culture, and that's what makes America great. It's all the different cultural nuances and traditions and customs that come together to make a gumbo of, life.
You talk about something like a gumbo or like what goes on in coffee, all the things that affect its flavor, and you look at the different aspects of it and how diverse everything is. And
right.
For those of you who hadn't cooked a gumbo, it's a fairly complex dish in the South where there's just so much stuff that comes together.
Man.
And when you think of a business, Ray Dalio points this out well. I don't know if you read any of his stuff, but he says, if you got a team of people that are going on an adventure up a tall mountain where it's cold at the top and you're starting in the jungle at the bottom, think about all the people you want on your team. Do you want them all to look the same? And so they'll all see the threats that they can see, and they'll all miss the threats that they can't see. But if you have a diverse group, say one with good night vision, one that understands cold weather, one that understands the jungle, the diversity of the team, you get all their strengths.
You can win.
And so that's why it's important to have diverse mindsets. It's important to have people with different backgrounds, with different age groups on your team, because, you know, if you've got a guy that's got night vision, you only need one of those guys on the team.
That's it.
And then you need somebody that might understand the younger culture, somebody that understands Black culture, somebody that understands the money.
There you go.
And so you want a diverse team so that you have all the strengths.
There you go.
Protecting the group.
Yes.
So big fan of diversity and getting a good diverse team.
There you go. Like, you know, diversity, it starts at home. Anything that we want, it starts at home.
Oh, yeah.
We got to stop depending on the government and everybody else to provide the outcome or the results that we want in our own life.
Oh,
It
yeah.
starts at home with your own education. And that's diversity. You know, I was born in San Diego, California, in El Cajon, 30 minutes from the Mexican border. My babysitters were from Iraq. You know what I mean? The family that lived above us was from the UK. All my friends was from Mexico.
Man, you grew up in the melting pot.
Melting pot, right. So by the time I got to Pensacola, Florida, where I grew up on the Gulf Coast.
No way. I love Pensacola.
Yeah.
They got a good little coffee house downtown. Have you been to that one?
Absolutely.
What's it called?
They have a few.
You know what I'm talking? Yeah, there is a few downtown.
Yeah, they have a few. But you know, the best coffee you can buy coming soon. But yeah, I mean, you know, that diversity from just being exposed to so many different cultures at a young age, it did several things for me. It gave me a higher propensity to learn foreign languages, right? So I speak three different languages.
Which ones do you speak?
Spanish, Haitian Creole, and some Arabic.
Nice.
And it gives you an advantage in the business world because you can have conversations with people that, you know, it expands your opportunities. And when people see that you care enough about their culture to just know the smallest thing, it shows a different level of respect and opens doors that now we can discuss more complex ideas and opportunities. Yeah.
Fantastic, man. Well, man, this has been an exciting episode here at the Daily Parks and Rec. But I knew when we started talking, between entrepreneurship, coffee, crypto, Bitcoin,
energy is magnetic. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, you never know, but when you walk in a certain frequency, you vibrate on a certain frequency, you'll attract the people that you need to meet. Yeah, we just somehow.
Oh yeah, we had the vibrational energy was perfectly matched.
He had the Rode mics, you know what I mean? I understood about, you know, so I understood that he was someone who's at the top of his game, Mr. Craig LeBlanc.
Working my way up. I got a long way to go.
Yeah, man. It's been a pleasure, man. And please let everyone in TV land know where they can find you as well, where they can catch you.
Yeah, so we do a daily show on Parks and Rec. I used to do a big podcast for the Bitcoin Daily Show. I'm the founder of that. And it was there I learned how to create content. I wish I had more of a musical background like you. A lot of my children play classical instruments and stuff.
Okay, nice.
All trained in New Orleans, one of the best music towns on earth.
Oh, yeah.
If you ever in New Orleans, man, come look me up.
Yeah, most definitely.
I love it. But then I started this just because Parks and Rec kind of fed my family for so long. Manufactured LED lights for this community. But man, once I got into creating content for Bitcoin, I was like, I'm going to come do this and let everybody know what goes on in Parks and Recreation.
Absolutely.
And this is a community I want to see have a lot more impact than they do, even more than they do.
Shout out to Auburn University. This has been a great event, the ARPA conference here at Auburn University. They're showing us the utmost hospitality.
Absolutely.
Everywhere that I've been in the town of Auburn, Alabama, the customer service has been exceptional.
That's that Southern hospitality.
I don't know what it is, but it's been exceptional. Like, no matter who it was, where it was, you know, the hospitality has been great here. So shout out to Auburn University, everybody back down the Gulf Coast, everybody in the city of Birmingham, UAB, Pensacola, Baton Rouge, you know what I mean, all the way down to Gainesville, Florida. You know, we got a huge network, man. All our people out in Italy, the Simonelli Group, you know, the SCA, which is worldwide. it's Reynaldo Moorer and Craig LeBlanc representing the best coffee you can buy, man. It don't get no better than that.
It sure does, man. Well, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you telling your story. You have to come on again and give us an update every now and then.
Blessings, man. Most definitely. Thank you for having me. And look forward to seeing the show flourish and continue to build and flourish in the future.
It certainly will, man. We represent a good group.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Thank you for stopping by.
Ahoy.
Welcome to the Daily Parks and Rec Show. Today, we'll discuss how parks and recreation improve the well-being of our communities. These spaces promote healthy living, foster connections, and support local economies. Parks encourage active lifestyles by offering areas for walking, running, and cycling, while also improving mental health by reducing stress and boosting mood. They also strengthen communities by providing gathering spaces for local events, social interactions, and recreational programs. Economically, parks contribute over $140 billion annually. They support businesses, create jobs, and even raise property values, benefiting both the community and local economy. Parks are accessible to everyone, with inclusive programs for all ages and abilities, ensuring everyone can enjoy these spaces. You can help support parks by volunteering, donating, or simply visiting. Every action ensures parks thrive for future generations. Thank you for watching the Daily Parks and Rec Show. Follow us for more insights on how parks enhance our communities.